she is the most difficult person to book at the moment for any interview. For a simple reason, she has said, look, nothing is more important to me than being at these protests every single day. So if you want to interview me, come to the protest ground.
We're here to demand a total disbandment of SARS. You are a servant of the people, we are not your servants.
It was an incredible honor to have Rinu Oduala in the studio with me for her first in-studio interview since the historic End SARS protests started. I am in awe of Rinu. I've been in protests, all my adult life. Most of my adult life, Occupy Nigeria, Enough is Enough, Bring Back Our Girls. And so I thought I had seen it all, but I hadn't, of course. Rinu, who amongst with others ignited this movement, even though, like she will remind you, she's not a leader, because it's a leaderless movement. She ignited this movement from day one. And today, I am going to ask her why. Welcome to With Today, the End SARS special series. Is this your first protest? First active participatory protest?
Realistically, no, because I led one in June during the whole rape trending. Then there was also police brutality trending. I think that was the time Tina was killed in Yanoru and Uwa was raped in Benin. So we just joined both together, then marched to the police headquarters, Area F. But at that time we're just about 12 to 15. It's just me and my friends just said, oh, you know what? We can't just sit at home. Let's just make sure we take a step and just go to these people. So that was the first. I would say I joined and I led. So we submitted a letter then to the commissioner. We couldn't see him because I know there's strength in numbers. So they just who are these ones? Where's the letter? We collect it, they signed it, and they told us to go. So we said, okay, we'll go, but we'll come back. That's what we told the people we met. They didn't even allow us to get to the station. They just stopped us at that intersection where the church was beside. So we said, okay, we'll go and we'll come back.
It's a vast move from that in June to this month when the governor comes to a protest and is looking for where are the 15 people and you people disappear. So now they want to see you and you guys are like, there's no leader, you can't even see us. Because
there's none. Because there's particularly none. Why? We decided it was a move on our part that, these governments, they've always envisioned that, even if the people want to protest, they will just come out, make some noise, carry their cardboards, then go back to their house. And we'll just tell them, we'll get back to you, we're working on it, we're working on it. So my team, we looked at it and we said, this is the strategy. Now let's bring a new strategy where people are not going home. We won't go home. You work on it. When we hear the response, you work on it. We say, okay, you work on it. Go and work on it. We'll wait for you. We're not going anywhere. We're right outside your office. We also envision answers like the CP is not around, the IGP is not around, the Senate. They are not around. We'll wait for them till they come back. At least if they're on official assignment, they can fly in and out. So we have all the time in the world. After all, we've been tagged lazy Nigerian youths. Don't worry, we have all the time.
We have all the time now.
We'll wait for you. So that was it.
I mean, one of the learnings that I think this protest has taken from other protests, people say from the generation before this, which is the Occupy Nigeria, Enough is Enough, etc. protest, is that people learn that once these things are happening, governments start looking for who to talk to, who to negotiate with, who to etc. And people come to those conversations with open hearts. But in your own case, I remember Davido tweeted and said, look, he had asked Rinu to join him to Abuja to meet IG of police. And he said, look, he can go, but we're on ground. We need to be here so people don't think that the momentum has shifted. But when somebody says, let's go to the IGP, is there not a part of you that thinks, IGP Malele, let's even go there?
Actually, to be honest, I wanted to go.
Okay.
I wanted to go because his lawyer reached out to me. I was like, wanted to fly out to Abuja, and I'm like, fly out? My God. And I told my team, mommy, I'm going to Abuja with the video because I have to take pictures. Then my team was like, girl, you don't lose focus.
I love that. That's so powerful.
You started losing focus, and I'm like,
What did you think of the famous Zoom meeting?
I believe that the momentum of the moment should not be lost because the government they're waiting for two things. Is that they'll get tired very soon. Or at least they can't keep on this protest forever now. They'll get tired. Or they're currently planning to set in wedges between us to divide us because this unity has never been achieved before. I think what has been used to separate the nation so far from coming together is one religion. I'm Muslim, I cannot join their Christian protest.
Yes.
I'm Christian, it's none of my business. I'm going to work, it's none of my business. So that has been used to separate us so far. Now they're waiting, it's a waiting game.
Yes.
Currently, as we stand, it's a waiting game because I don't think they've made any concrete promises. You're telling us that all this has been stopped. Meanwhile, it's still killing protesters. We're protesting against police brutality, and the police is still killing us. So, our faith, your words hold no water.
Hold no water.
They hold no. So, it's a waiting game. I think that surely we need to come to a point where negotiations have to be made.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm not against the Zoom meeting because I know that definitely they're also waiting for let us negotiate. But that moment was not the right moment.
That was not the right moment.
That was not the right moment. And even if you want to have a meeting, Zoom is not. It's not the best at this moment.
Anything exclusive at the moment when people are doing inclusion.
Nothing. If a meeting has to be held, it has to be general.
Yes.
Let's all be watching, even if we're at the protest ground.
Yes.
Let's be addressing us.
That's powerful. Even if you're going to do a Zoom meeting, everybody should be watching the Zoom meeting.
Everybody should be on the Zoom meeting. It doesn't cost the government to hold 36 hours, 72 hours live broadcast with these people.
Yes.
It costs them nothing. So you don't have to tell us, want to meet with some people. Does it mean that our own voices are not being heard?
That's So that didn't make any sense. What are we fighting for? What are you fighting for?
I wouldn't say what am I fighting for because I do not speak for the people. I believe the people, when even as of now you can hear their voices. I think NSAS is just a branch from a tree that is rotten and bad. So it doesn't matter if you remove that branch, that tree is still bad. So it could. I don't want to go into agriculture because we're grafting and all that.
Please go anywhere you want to go. You've earned the right to go anywhere you want to go.
What the people are fighting against is bad governance.
Yes.
That is what I think from my personal point of view.
Right.
Because if there's no bad governance, these same SAS units, they've been disbanded several times in the past.
Yes.
And you're not seeming to listen to the people. Disband SAS, it happened in 2017. Disband SAS, it happened in 2018. Disband SAS, it happened in 2019. Even in 2020, when the protest started, they told us they've disbanded SAS. Meanwhile, these same SAS officials were still seen operating in several parts of the country. It's bad governance, like Femi Falana would say, it's a new colonial capitalist system.
Right.
A military system, you do not want the right, or you do not care. Like, I think the governor went to see the president on the issue, and by the time he presented the letter, I have not watched the video, but people said it was laughing.
President,
You just lighten the issue, which is why you do not need any known face to stand up for you. You need to stand up for yourself.
I know that you've, on a personal level, you had much of the experiences you share. You've had your neighbors harassed by SARS. You've seen friends harassed by SARS, etc. What are some of those experiences that really struck you? Has there been any of those that before now that you thought, this one just really let me know how horrible this system is?
Okay, I've had so many encounters, but one, and that is the most recent before the protests began, was we're already organizing the protest here, and I was at home. I was working was walking on the streets, I think with my younger brother.
Right.
And, they just came in this their popular unidentified small bus, and they just parked on the street. They got down with guns. And before you know it, everybody in the neighborhood, because I live in an average neighborhood, I stay in Lagos. And before I knew it, a guy went to buy food. And these SARS officials, they were SARS officials because they had this jacket on. They just arrested him, and I was like, wait, what did I do? What did I do? And they started slapping him. I was like, what did I do? And I waited. We were already organizing the protests. And I just stood and I was watching. Everybody else had run into their houses and they were all watching from their balconies. And the guy was like, what did I do now? And they kept slapping him. Even one hit him with the butt of his rifle. Right. And his food fell down and poured away. And I was waiting. My younger brother is about 10. And he was holding and he was scared. And he was seeing this happening. And a thought stuck to me like, my younger brother will grow up very soon and he'll probably grow up very tall and huge. And is this what he'll be facing now? And I was following them because I wanted to know what was happening. And I think his family came out and they're like, Kiloshe, Kineko, what did he do? Blah, blah, blah. And they were still saying, they were insisting on taking him to the police. I think because some of his family came out and the known faces in the neighborhood, I think other people too now started coming out. And they also lent their voices and said, what did he do? What did you do? You people should leave him alone. And before I knew what was happening, they started begging them. Started saying, oh sir, we're sorry, and I was like, why are they begging them? Yes. It was the first time experience, and my brother was almost crying, like, sister me, let's go. And I said, just calm down. And they started begging, oh God, no verse, Kineko. Then I approached them and I said, what do you mean, Oga, no verse? What did this boy do? And they were like, who is this one? I'm small in stature and I'm a female. So they're like, who is this one? Yeah. Go away, Kineko. Yes. Just go away. And I kept quiet and I kept watching. And they were like, Oga, no verse. And the police officer was like, because now you, Kineko, just leave him alone. And they entered their vehicle and they left. And I approached the guy and I was like, please, what did you do? He said, I did not do anything. No. And they just harassed me. And I heaved the sign and I said, okay. Because at the time, we were already organizing the protest. So that gave me the motivation, like, you know what, anybody can be harassed at any moment. And what if these people in this neighborhood, they were not there? They would probably have taken him off. You wouldn't know where he went to. They would have taken his phone from him. They will not, because they seem to have government backing. NSAS, you didn't NSAS. Yes. They have their back. Yes. It seems like there's this kind of cult around it. That is what people seem to think. And nobody has been sanctioned. At this point in time where everybody's learning their voice and the old world is saying, we expect even someone as low as a DPO to be sacked already. Yes. One person should be held accountable. At least let's see something. But it's not happening, meaning that there's some kind of secrecy around it. And we will unravel it. Because right now the people voices are in unity. And they're not stopping. This is the revolution we've all been looking for. This is it. They're not stopping. I like the fact that we're respectful with our approach. And we hope we're safe and sound. At least if we can't be safe in our homes and we can't be safe on the roads, at least we can be safe in front of the seat of power. So he said, okay, we're safe. So he went, and about 30 minutes later, everybody was sitting, we were thinking of what to eat and all. And we just saw these police vehicles, about 7 to 8 of them. They just rolled in like it was a kind of terrorist attack somewhere, fully geared with guns. And we're still wondering. In fact, at that moment, I can remember somebody came to me and the person said, what are these police doing here? Like, maybe they've gone before. And I said, the chief of staff had reassured us, so they came to protect us, like they just came to guide us. And I was still laughing about this. And before you know it, they started pointing guns at us, started taking down the tents, switched off the music, started harassing us, brought towing vehicles, because we had Mr. Macaroni there. Mr. Macaroni also promised that he was going to stay with us, and that was the time I started having respect for him. Because we told him our plans, and he was like, you know what? If this speaker doesn't come out tonight, I'm going to sleep with you guys. And I swear it all my life. And was there. And we're all harassed and they told us to lie on the ground and we just had to kneel down and we're like, what's happening? Is this our last night? And people were shouting, you know, what's going on? What's going on? And I said one thing, I said, if this is going to be our last night, you know, we have the social media on our hands. Everybody should go live, tweet, make sure, even if we're not many, make sure people knew what was going on at that moment. So everybody was scared. In fact, I was crying. I was crying because of the fact that I was wondering, oh, my mom. But I had my mindset. I was just crying that night I think I lost hope. Because I've always had hope in a better Nigeria. I've always had hope that even though we go to other nations and we're being victimized because of the color of our skin, you know, we're getting the last trending, it's trended this year, Black Lives Matter all over the world. That even if we're being victimized because of our skin, we shouldn't come to our own land and still feel unsafe. So that's always been, oh, there's going to be a better Nigeria. But that night, that hope, I lost it. Because I felt, wait, we're protesting against police brutality. And these people still, the audacity is still there to come and infringe on our rights. And I was live, and people were saying, stay safe, stay safe, stay safe, stay safe, make sure you stay safe. And I lost it. And I tweeted, I said, we're in the face of guns, we're in the face of, we're at the brink of no return or being killed, and you people are saying stay safe. Stay safe in the face of guns. This is the same mentality you people will have when they are harassing your fellow citizen on the road and you're walking by and you cannot say anything. Shame on you all. Shame on you all. And that triggered people. I said it. I said shame on you all. Shame on you all. Some of you stay in Magodo. We're not allowed, some of you stay in Magodo. Some of you stay around, and none of you could come out and say, oh, you know what is happening? Shame on all of you. And I stopped tweeting. I stopped tweeting. I just told people, you know what, let's hold ends, and even if this is the last national anthem we're going to recite, we're going to recite it and die here. And their minds were set. That's what I love about them. Their minds were set. Those 43 people, their minds were set. And we recited the national anthem and we knelt down on the ground. Even Mr. Macaroni just lied down on the ground because he was at lost. Like, that was when I came to the realization that even if celebrity can be harassed, then who are we? Who are we? We're not celebrities, we're known faces, then who are we? Then we just lie down on the ground and we kept facing. Then, at that moment, I think they realized, these people, because they switched off all the lights around the National Assembly. Were in darkness. We didn't know what was going on. But there's this guy on social media, his name is Sonto Social.
Yes.
Within a minute, I think he stays around, within a minute, he just came driving in his car very fast. And he just came and just parked in front of us, regardless of the police force that were all around. He just parked in front of us and came down from the car. I was like, Rinu, what's going on? And that was when I gained my confidence back. Because I knew, thank God. He didn't even mind. He drove through the police barricade, he scattered it all, and he parked and I was like, Rinu, what's going on? And the police were trying to harass him like, why are you moving? He said, don't worry, I'll move my car. Where's Rinu? What's going on? I said, Rinu, you can something you can see what's happening. I said, you know what, I'm coming back. Let me go and park my car. And everybody gained confidence back. Like, nothing was going to happen. And he came back and was like, whatever is going to happen, let it happen with me here. So that's when I started gaining the hope that, Nigerians will come together. And I think from that act, people now saw the need, like, we need to stand together. And I thought the speaker came out after that incident. Speaker of the House of Assembly. Speaker of the House came out around 1 a.m. I know he told them to switch on all the lights back. And that was when we knew that they were aware of what was going on. And somebody sanctioned that move. Because the CP followed the police vans to come. And we're like, but we saw you, sir, yesterday, and you assured us of our safety, and we even slept in front of the force headquarters. So what's happening? So we knew someone from the top sanction that order. And after all the discussions, I was not even interested in the petition anymore.
Yes.
After all the discussions.
Time for petition has passed.
He gave the petition to him. And I said, and people were like, I wanted to talk, and the spokesman, is a very vocal person. And I was like, calm down and you submitted that petition. And I said, no. I said, he was trying to hug me, like, Rinu, calm down. I said, don't. That was the moment. I said, no, please, just hold on. Hold on, because I need to ask this very vital question. And the people around me, they knew I don't usually lose focus. We had this mode that don't confront anybody.
Right.
They're here to consult. We're not here to get angry at police officers on the road because they're there to protect us. We're here to ask our government for accountability. So they knew, so why Rinu got angry, she's angry. So they were like, let her talk. And I said, Mr. Speaker, sir, we came here, nobody knew we were here, and we asked your chief of staff that, are we safe to stay here? He said yes. We asked the deputy speaker, are we safe to stay here? He said yes. So I want to know, he said the tent will be returned, your camping gear will be returned and all. I said, we do not need your apology, sir. In fact, we do not need those tents returned. All I need to know is who sanctioned that attack on us. And he couldn't give an answer. He just went and said, my sister, all that is over. And I knew that was the point we need to start speaking of. No accountability. So you cannot tell us. I mean, somebody must have sanctioned that attack on us.
Yes.
So who was that person?
Yes. And how can you not know as a CP?
And how can you not know? How can you not know? Why would you say you don't know? Which is what's going to bring us back to the point that nobody has been held accountable for what is happening.
Yes.
Nobody as low as a DPO has been held accountable, as low as a CP of a state. Jimo Isak was killed by police officers in Ogbomoso, and nobody has been held accountable. The IGP has refused to be held accountable. So who do we hold accountable? And that was the point. I think people realize that we need to be asking questions.
These questions. You mentioned something when you were telling the story. Wow, this is amazing. But you mentioned when you were telling the story about the SARS thing, when you were with your younger brother, 10-year-old, seeing Nigeria in full force. And you said, they look at you and say, oh, this young woman, what can she do? But then this protest, the images, the people that are raising money, for the different protests, are women. True. Whether it's from Aisha and that iconic picture to the feminist coven it was a negative word that was used many months ago, to all these people. Mothers are working today. What does that say to you about how women are coming into their own on whatever level? And what do you have to say about that? How women are leading, in these protests?
I do not want this gender thing. It's irregardless of gender. Let's just all come together and make our world better. All I just advise against is no violence.
No violence.
Don't confront anybody you're not there to meet. You're there to meet with the leaders. So there's no need confronting a random police officer on the road. There's no need confronting hoodlums. Because this same hoodlums, we know they've been paid, and they've been paid to set the vision. So all you do is approach them with intelligence. I did that on Friday. The protesters were scared. Some of them were at the express, and I said, no, let's come down. Then I said, do you know the leader? Because I was just coming around 8. And they said, they think that's the leader. And I approached the first person. I greeted him, boss, well done, sir. Say, we for here, we don't do here for violence. We're your younger ones. You can be your younger ones, you can be your relatives, you can be anybody. You cannot underestimate the power you have in our society. And we want to know what's going on because we're scared. But we're police, we're not criminals. We're just here to fight for our nation. And I was like, Tobi Boshi approached me, it's based on the way you approached me, I like it. I like it a lot. That we're actually sent here to disrupt the protests. And I calmed down and said, you know what, I think you people need to retreat for a while. Because even the same wisdom, they are loyal to their boss. He said, where are the rest? He said, some of them are on the express, some of them are here. He said, just tell them to move for a while. Because we're there for a purpose and we have to fulfill that purpose. But based on the fact that you approached me with nice manners, just tell them to move for a while. Let us do what we want. Then later you guys can come back. Then we just have to obey the first order first. I said, thank you, sir. Then I moved away. I started told the Uber driver, let's go. But before I knew what was happening, the other leader told the hoodlums to attack those at the express. So they scattered everybody. By the time we got there, everybody was scattered. I saw Pamela, I saw our spokesman, and he already turned his protest shirt upside down because he did not want to be identified and be killed. So, but then we're waiting and discussing, what's going to happen next? Because I can't be everywhere at the same time. We saw some hoodlums coming towards us with cutlasses. And we're like, Moja Mosala and Maki Konjo, like, we have to leave here instantly. Right. So I just told us, let's just enter the car and just go. Then we'll come. Then we left. Now came back. But we started tweeting. And I think the government knew, these children.
They're not playing.
Then what was amazing was that within 20 minutes, these hoodlums entered their vehicles and they left. But the peculiar thing is that the police force that was supposed to be present at that moment, they disappeared.
I love it so much.
They disappeared. We couldn't find them. Some of them were standing aloof. They disappeared. And the question we should ask is, the State House of Assembly is the seat of power. And it's supposed to be the most heavily guarded place at this point in time. Yeah. So why did police desert us? Why did they desert the seat of power? Does that mean that the seat of power is vulnerable to attacks? That is the question we should be
asking ourselves. That's the question we should. Does it mean that even the seat of power is vulnerable to attack? Thank you for your service. Okay. Thank you.
I believe I will trust in you. Oh, 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 I believe I will trust in you. Oh.